Why was Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Portland blocked by a federal court? Recently, a federal judge in Oregon issued a temporary restraining order, halting the deployment of about 200 National Guard troops ordered by former President Donald Trump amid intense protests against ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Portland. This decision immediately sparked heated debate. Does the president have the authority to deploy federal troops domestically to handle civil unrest? Note, this is a neutral analysis based on publicly available information. The goal of the video is to provide legal and political perspectives, not to criticize or support any individual or political party. The core of the issue: executive power or constitutional limits. Under Trump's order, the National Guard was deployed to protect federal property and restore order while Portland was engulfed in riots and vandalism. However, federal judge Corinne Immergut argued that the move exceeded the president's authority and infringed upon the state of Oregon's right to self-governance. She emphasized that the mobilization of such forces was done without the state's government's consent, while the U.S. Constitution only allows the president to deploy federal troops with state approval or in cases of clear emergency. The court's order is therefore temporary, but it reflects the judiciary's cautious stance toward the expansion of executive power in situations of domestic security.
Portland, a symbol of resistance. Portland has long been one of the cities with the most vigorous protest history in the United States. Since incidents related to police violence and immigration issues, it has frequently witnessed marches escalating into clashes between protesters and law enforcement. In the eyes of the Trump White House, Portland was a war-ravaged hotspot that needed to be controlled with a firm hand. But for many local residents, bringing the military into the city was an overreach, an action that escalated tensions instead of calming them. Reactions from different sides. The Oregon state government, including Governor Kate Brown, condemned the deployment as a violation of state sovereignty. Liberal critics viewed it as a troubling sign of central authoritarianism. Conversely, Trump supporters argued that order must come first and that the president had a duty to protect federal facilities from attack. This debate reflects a deep divide in American society between two perspectives. Security must be ensured by strength, and freedom must be protected from abuse of power.
Legal perspective: the blurry line between protection and control. According to the Posse Comitatus Act, federal troops are not allowed to participate in domestic law enforcement activities unless authorized by Congress. However, the Insurrection Act, 1807, creates an exception, allowing the president to deploy forces to suppress insurrection or protect constitutional rights. The issue lies in interpretation. Was the situation in Portland serious enough to be considered an insurrection? Judge Immergut believed it was not, and temporarily halted the deployment until clearer evidence emerges. Long-term political impact. This ruling is a blow to Trump's strong president argument, and it also sets a precedent for states in the future if they wish to resist federal intervention. Meanwhile, from a more neutral perspective, the situation reveals that the balance of power between different levels of government in the U.S. is becoming increasingly fragile. Each such conflict raises the question: who truly holds authority when public order is threatened? The president or the states?
Putting political factors aside, this is a major test for the U.S. system of checks and balances. The court's injunction is only the first step, but it underscores a fundamental principle. Whether president or governor, no one is above the law. Portland in this story is not just a city. It is a symbol of the struggle between power and limits, between security and freedom, a question that has always been at the heart of American democracy.